They have got to build this idiot up because the Gen X men with all the money that used to pay for these movies and the merchandise and the toys, we have left the effing building. They know Fantastic Four is in trouble. They know The Mandalorian and Grogu are in trouble. And the best hope they have is to try to make this guy, and I'm not even saying this flippantly, I'm not being unironic, and I'm not being funny, is to make that man, Pedro Pascal, seem not gay.
Good luck.
Don't we already know? Another reason Disney wants to prop him up is not only are they banking on Pedro for Fantastic Four, but hasn't it already been leaked that Reed Richards is going to be the lead of Avengers Doomsday?
Theoretically, and don't forget, we still have Mando and Grogu to fart out next summer from Lucasfilm. The last Star Wars movie we will ever see for years. The last and only Star Wars movie. The Rey movie, shelved. They're talking about, oh, we're going to go on to this guy's movie. And no, you're not. No, you're not. It's all getting shit canned because Bob Iger's retiring in 12 months. Kathleen Kennedy's going to follow him out the door, just like we usually see with these major Fortune 500 transitions. It's all going away. But Pedro right now, Pedro Pascal, Disney has so much money sunk into this ass clown. They have no choice right now. For the Walt Disney Company, okay, spending $25 million or whatever the hell they're going to spend between now and the next year just on Pedro Pascal's PR, fixing his image, trying to build him up on social media, to make him a thing to regular people, like Gen X guys like me, the people that actually made Star Wars and Marvel worth tens of billions of dollars. We have checked out. Disney knows this. They know they're absolutely up creek. They have got to build this idiot up because the Gen X men with all the money that used to pay for these movies and the merchandise and the toys, we have left the effing building. And they know it. They know it. They know Fantastic Four is in trouble. They know The Mandalorian and Grogu are in trouble next year. And the best hope they have is to try to make this guy, and I'm not even saying this flippantly, I'm not being unironic, and I'm not being funny. Disney thinks their best option right now is to make that man, Pedro Pascal, seem not gay.
Good luck.
Yes.
Tell me I'm wrong.
You're not wrong. I think that there was an article that came out that said that Pedro Pascal is like the new gold standard for like masculinity in Hollywood or something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah, that's what we had. That was that interview, that byline in there. You might have stepped away when we had that up, but yeah, that was in the Vanity Fair article. It was Spike Jonze saying that this is the new, he's the new marker for masculinity.
Yeah.
But here's the same guy still, for whatever reason, decided that, I'm going to go after J.K. Rowling. Why? What did J.K. Rowling do? Apart from being the wealthiest woman on earth, or one of the wealthiest women on earth, one of the most successful women in business and commercial history, right? That created J.K. Rowling is arguably, she is the female George Lucas, bar none. In my opinion, business opinion, for what she created as a massive franchise, that it is, the books were one thing, and then there were movies, but oh my God, the merchandising, the theme park rights. Think about Universal has built roughly, probably close to $3 billion now with Epic Universe and the other two parks. $3 billion worth of Harry Potter parks just in Orlando. Okay? J.K. Rowling is the female George Lucas. Disney is trying to hide the fact that this is the gayest man in Hollywood. Pedro Pascal is the gayest man in Hollywood. The most ridiculous, just clown show level gay. But Disney says, no, he's the real man. This is what America wants. This is the kind of masculinity that America wants. And then he comes out and he does this stuff. And he just undermines. Like, Disney might have spent $5 million last week putting together this Vanity Fair piece and everything else, trying to build Pedro up as this, he is the biggest thing. He is the internet's daddy. He's America's daddy. And then in 5 seconds, Pedro just cuts the legs out from underneath it with protect trans kids. What was the shirt he was wearing? Protect the dolls.
Yeah.
Yes. Like, hint, hint, there's no such thing as trans kids. Oh, by the way, Supreme Court said no when it came to striking down Tennessee's law. Tennessee passed that law about, nope, you can't trans a kid. You can't trans a minor. You can't trans somebody under 18. And the parents, just as damn sure as a parent in, I think, every state, I know here in Louisiana, has to put a seatbelt on their child in the car if they're under 18. Every child has to be in a seatbelt, right? Why? Because it's about the protection of the life of the kid. These anti-transing laws are the same thing, protecting the lives of innocent children. Democrats took it to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court said, the law is fine. The state gets to do that. Guess what's going to happen tomorrow in 34 other red states? Everyone is going to pass a law like that because the Supreme Court now has said it's okay. But Pedro Pascal can't stand this. He thinks it's an affront. And this is the kind of stuff that I love that gets out there. I'm glad he said it because he thinks it, right? And I want to know what this man thinks. And as I've told people for a while, I'm kind of past the point where I've become unable to separate the actor from the performance because the actor can't shut their freaking mouths half the time, and they've made it so bad.
Yeah, he's become like a Mel Rachel Zegler to me.
I think Rachel Zegler had more tact than Pedro in some cases.
How long do you think before he's no longer the industry's favorite in terms of how many movies have to tank before they have to reconsider their tactics?
Joe, that's a great question. And I think the answer to that probably rests on how many movies he still has under contract and option. So, for example, I mean, obviously he's going to be a big part of the Avengers, Doomsday, which I don't think is going to do near what they are hoping it will. And then Secret Wars, which, again, I don't think it's going to do near what they're hoping it will. I don't know what Disney has him under contract for after that. As of right now, there's nothing on the horizon for Star Wars after Mando and Grogu, which physically he probably has little exposure in because most of the Mando character is being played by a couple of stunt doubles that have been playing it since the first season. I don't know what else he's got on deck, to be honest. Make sure you're subscribed to Valiant Renegade and join us every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern for the live show.